Clint from the Farmer's Grove, and if you're going to put out seedlings in pots, which we've discussed about the reasons why, what pot do you use and does it make a difference? I think that it does. I've been playing around with what I call a permaculture pot, doing some testing, and it'd be a lot cheaper than this. These are kangaroo pouches, or roo pouch, I think is actually technically what it is right there. They're made out of cloth. They're not cheap. I think there's a business model for somebody out there that knows how to sew and get this stuff in bulk. But the reason I like them is they are cloth, and what happens is you do not get root bound plants in these. When the roots go to the edges, it air prunes basically and sends off these feeder roots, and they're just made out of cloth. I'm sure there's all different kind of varieties and name brands out there. These are the ones I get. I buy them basically by a great big old box about a half pallet size, and they have all different sizes and different things. Now if you're just putting something up for a couple of months, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're going to have it in there for say 7, 8, 9 months like I'm going to have these, it's a big deal to me, because when I take the sea berries out, the root mass is going to be the whole pot. It's going to have feeder roots on top of feeder roots on top of feeder roots. Nothing is being root bound, and when you put it in the ground, it just takes off because it has so much more root mass feeding it. And if you're going to be transplanting seedlings or trees or whatever, and you want to make sure they have the best root system you can actually get from the time you put them out in the field, I suggest either the roo pouches or something very similar like this, and it does really good. Now if you leave a tree or a bush in here for like a year and a half, which I've done, the roots are amazing, but you need to cut it off and don't try to reuse the pot. You'll destroy so many roots, because the roots will actually get into the side of that a little bit after so much time, and you'll destroy a lot of those roots. So what I do is just take a razor blade knife, cut off the edges, peel it off, stick it in the ground, and the cost of the pot for the happy plant I'm willing to deal with. But just something to think about on your pots, because they do matter.